Welcome to The Explainer. I am so pumped you're here today because we are diving headfirst into a massive, reality-bending thought experiment. We're looking at this fascinating documentary study called Architecting Fortune, and we're exploring a premise that honestly feels straight out of a sci-fi novel, but it asks some really deep questions about our everyday reality. We are asking, what if humans could actually control luck? So get comfortable, focus in, and let's stretch our imaginations as we unpack this absolutely wild scenario together. Right off the bat, let's start with a huge question. What if you could control luck? Like, seriously, I want you to imagine waking up tomorrow morning, getting out of bed, and suddenly realizing you possess the ultimate superpower. You have the absolute guarantee that every single choice you make and every chance encounter you have will suddenly go entirely in your favor. It sounds incredible, right? But as we're going to see, pulling on this one little thread completely unravels the very fabric of how our world operates. Section 1. Defining the power of luck, chance versus control. Okay, to kick things off, we need to establish our baseline rules. In the context of our thought experiment, luck is defined as the phenomenon that dictates the experience of notably positive or negative events, entirely separate from skill, chance, or probability. So we're not talking about, getting better at math, or counting cards, or practicing a sport until you're a seasoned pro. We are talking about a mysterious, invisible force that dictates fortune, completely detached from human ability or pure mathematical statistics. We're literally talking about manipulating the unexplainable. In our current, pretty chaotic reality, luck operates randomly. On one hand, you have those deeply frustrating, unlucky moments, like hitting every single red light on the way to the airport and missing your flight by 2 minutes. But on the other hand, you have those lucky moments, like reaching into an old winter coat and finding a crisp $20 bill. Right now, these events just happen to us randomly, but in our experiment, you hold the steering wheel. Section 2. Your perfect daily life. The power of you. Picture a perfectly lucky morning sequence. First, you lose your keys, but you just reach out blindly and boom, they're exactly where your hand lands. Second, you drive to work and effortlessly avoid all accidents. Actually, traffic basically just parts for you like the Red Sea. Third, you're faced with a highly complex problem at work, and you instinctively just make the absolute best decision without even having all the facts. Your daily life instantly becomes entirely frictionless. The stress of the unknown, it completely evaporates. Everything is just incredibly easy. And this total ease extends to winning competitions effortlessly. At first glance, this sounds amazing, doesn't it? You could ace literally any job interview, win any high-stakes poker game, or take home the gold in any local sports league without even breaking a sweat. But think about it for a second. If you know with 100% certainty that you cannot lose, the stakes completely vanish. The thrill of a personal challenge, the adrenaline rush of the game, it all just disappears when victory is just a setting you toggle on. Section 3. The global ripple effect, when the system breaks. Now here is where things get really crazy. The crucial point is that massive chunks of our global infrastructure are built entirely on the concept of random chance. If people can control luck, lotteries become completely meaningless because everyone would just pick the winning numbers. Casinos, they stop working immediately. The house can't win anymore, so the entire gambling industry collapses overnight. Sports competitions become wildly unpredictable, and global businesses and financial markets change rapidly. Why? Because our current risk models and market predictions rely on standard probabilities, not magical on-demand luck. The economic domino effect would be absolutely staggering. Furthermore, how we evaluate human potential fundamentally changes. Education and jobs become fiercely competitive in a totally bizarre way. If anyone can just get lucky on a grueling entrance exam or lucky during a high-stakes corporate presentation, our standard human metrics for success totally blur. Society would literally be forced to drastically alter how we evaluate true talent, intelligence, and hard work, because the results could so easily be skewed by controlled fortune. But hey, it's not all societal collapse. Let's look at the incredible silver lining here. Imagine the massive, unprecedented boom in science and technology. If researchers and scientists could harness this power, they'd experience incredibly fast scientific discoveries. We'd see better, immediate medical breakthroughs because clinical trials and complex chemical reactions would succeed flawlessly every time. Space exploration would improve rapidly without any catastrophic mechanical failures, and new inventions would appear much, much faster. We could leap centuries ahead in technology in just a few short years. Section 4. When everyone is lucky. A new paradigm.
So we have to weigh the outcomes here. The advantages are remarkably utopian. Vastly fewer accidents worldwide, universally better health thanks to those medical breakthroughs, and undeniably faster human progress. But you have to pit that directly against the dystopian disadvantages. Staggering unfair advantages, depending on how luck is applied, a massive societal loss of value and hard work, and the very real potential for overwhelming human greed and ruthless competition. I mean, everyone would be trying to perfectly optimize their own reality at the exact same time.
And this builds into an absolute mind-bending philosophical dilemma. Would perfect luck cancel itself out? Seriously, think about it. If you and your opponent are playing a game of tennis, and you both actively will yourselves to have perfect luck, what mathematically happens? Does the universe just stall out? Does the luckiest person win, which implies there's some kind of hierarchy of luck? It's a total paradox that forces us to question the very fabric of reality when two perfect winning streaks collide head-on. Because of this potential for sheer chaos, our global structures would have to intervene. Governments would be forced to create entirely new rules just to balance a chaotic society. Human connections, friendships, relationships, and even our daily interactions would need brand new social contracts. We'd basically have to legislate how and when you're even allowed to use your luck. It's essentially trying to put a speed limit on a universal force just to maintain basic civil order. Section 5. The value of uncertainty, redefining success. Look, there is no denying that controlling luck could quite literally save the future. We could prevent devastating natural disasters. We could solve incredibly complex global problems like hunger and climate change. We could make seemingly impossible achievements actually possible. However, the source material emphasizes a massive caveat. Doing so would bring highly unpredictable, humanity-altering side effects. Solving all of our problems with a magic wand fundamentally changes what it actually means to be human. And that brings us to the core thesis of this entire explainer. True success comes from effort, learning, and perseverance, not luck alone. Controlling fortune sounds like the ultimate superpower, for sure, but it completely strips away the journey, the challenges we face, the mistakes we learn from, and the sheer uncertainty of the future. Those are the very things that give human achievements their shape, their flavor, and their meaning. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. If we never ever fail, do our successes actually still matter? It's definitely something to chew on the next time you hit a red light or misplace your keys. That friction, that imperfection, is exactly what makes the victories actually count. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible thought experiment today. Keep questioning the world around you, and I will see you in the next explainer.